Hello everyone, my name is Irma Khusnia. Here I would like to retell a short story with the title 11. So on this video I would like to tell you about the summary of the story, the moral value, the setting, the plot, the theme, and the characters. Before that I would like to tell you what my expectation with this short story. So my expectation as the title 11 I think, and then the cover of this book, I think this story was about someone's birthday, and I don't know what did on the story. Let me tell you what this story was about. So this story, written by Sandra Cisneros, published in 1991. The story centers on a girl named Rochelle who is turning 11 and has a terrible birthday. Rachel is a young girl who has just turned 11. Today is her birthday. She begins the story by explaining the ways in which birthdays are complicated. Uh, your new age includes all the ages you have been before. And even when you turn 11, you don't feel like you are 11. That takes time. You are still all the ages you have been, so those ages show up when you make a mistake or are scared or want to cry. So when an 11 years old gets scared and goes to sit on her mother's lap, she is referring to her 5 years old self who is still there. Below her 11 years old surface, Rochelle wishes to be 102 when her teacher, Mrs. Price, asks whose red sweater it is that has been sitting in the courtroom for several weeks. Mrs. Price puts the sweater on Rachel's desk, as every other student says that it doesn't belong to them. Rachel doesn't say anything to her teacher, but catalogs the details of the sweater and thinks she wouldn't claim it even if it was hers. Another student says that she thinks it belongs to Rachel, and Mrs. Price agrees. Even as Rachel protests, she knows that the sweater isn't hers, but because the teacher is older and an authority figure, uh, Rachel's protests and are ignored. Rachel pushes the sweater to the edge of her desk as the teacher moves on to instruction. Rachel closes her eyes and tries to think positive thoughts about the party she will have with her family at home this evening. When she opens her eyes, she sees the sweater on her desk, and any good feeling she has managed to master evaporate. She imagines a way to get rid of it at recess, throwing it over a fence or into an alley or leaving it at a parking meter. Her teacher sees it hanging off her desk and insists that Russell put the sweater on. Russell tries again to protest, but to not avail. She dutifully puts on the sweater, distressed by its smell and texture, and imagines the guns that might be on it. Rochelle breaks down into sob and at her desk, crying and shaking. Just before lunch, another girl remembers that the sweater belongs to her. Russell takes it off and gives it to her. Mrs. Price does not acknowledge that anything unpleasant has taken place. Russell tries to remind herself that there will be cake and presents at home this evening, but it is too late. Her experiences during the day at school have spoiled any excitement she could muster earlier. Now she simply wants to be anywhere else, far from her humiliation she has experienced. That's about 11 short story. So the moral value is, age is just a number. We could be any age when we face problems. That is normal. Also, don't be an annoying person by pressuring someone to admit something that person didn't do because you could hurt their feelings or even ruin their good day. The theme of this story is the unfair relationship between the powerful and the powerless, humanity, and ways of socializing. And then the plot is a young girl whose birthday was ruined by her teacher. What should have been a happy day was instead ruined because of a sweater that shouldn't have belonged to her, but she was forced to take responsibility for it. And then the setting was at classroom and house, Russell's house. And the characters, we have Rachel as innocent and naive, and Mrs. Price as antagonist. So that's about what is it? Analysis of this short story with the title 11. So that's all. Thank you for watching, and